this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to paint different types of ferns. These are great pieces to add, whether it's fillers or behind the scenes, you know, before you start painting a floral design. They could be a nice backdrop. Actually, some of these I painted all over a bedroom wall. So anyways, we're going to get started here. I'm just going to be using 3 paints: Moon Yellow, Thicket, and Wicker White. All of these are multi-surface paints. I will be using a number 8 flat brush for the entire process. You can use, you know, bigger flat brushes. I'm just sticking with this one purely for the painting tutorial. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I already have my plate loaded. I'm basically going to start with one end in the Thicket, and then the other side I'm going to dip a little bit into the white and just go on my plate back and forth, get it mixed in. I'll be doing a lot of this throughout the whole process with this style of painting. So what I'm going to do first of all is get started with my little, I guess, vine stem, however you want to call it, and get that started with painting out just some little, I don't know, branches, whatnot, whatever you might want to consider these. And I will be doing that for all these all at one time. So then we're going to go to the next one, and I'm just going to do a quick little swirl. And then go to the last one and do the same thing. And then I'm going to go back here and get started on putting the first, putting the little, I guess you would consider them leaves, but I'm just going to be pulling inward, so it's coming from out and then pulling to the little stem. Now if you feel like you need to get, you know, just some random ones that kind of stick out, yeah, that's fine. But on this I'm definitely going back and forth and blending it a little bit. I just feel like that it needs that. And again, like I said, you can pull them in. You know, I want them to be more like it's a looser type of painting, where they're not all the same size. They kind of stick out. They could be different sizes. You can stick some extra ones in there just to give them that depth. And again, with painting on paper, when you're doing this, it can be a little dry or feel a little dry. So it's fine to, you know, keep loading paint into your brush. So now a lot of times I don't like to do that. But anyhow, we're going to go like this and just pull them in. And again, just keep doing that. But I do go like this first. A lot of my painting, I don't do that once I load my brush. But on this style, I'm definitely doing that. I'm up on the chisel edge, and I'm just doing a quick little swipe, you know. And again, like I said, if you need to come out from there to give it some depth, it's fine. And I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I need to swish it around a little bit. And these are kind of overlapping a little bit. Now you can leave some of this showing here. It doesn't all have to be covered up. And I'm still going to keep blending that a little bit. And I'm just going to leave that part kind of open. And can you imagine this being something that you would then add some flowers in front of, or in between, you know, just to kind of fill your design in? Like I said, I loved my room when I painted it. I did a faux painting on the wall, and then I did more like palm fronds, not ferns, put palm fronds on it, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was really a neat room. And then I did some burlap for the curtains and some mosquito netting. No sew, well, no, I take that back. I did sew on them. This one I'm going to leave just a couple little pieces like that. Now if you feel like your brush is getting too full of paint, which I kind of feel like that sometimes, I'm not one to have a ton of paint in my brush, then I will just scrape some of it off, and that's fine. But you can see, it's pretty easy to do. I didn't do what I said I was going to do. See, I'm not used to doing that in between, so. And you can do little swirls, I mean, as far as like giving them some, oops, I'm going to do that. Giving them a little curve, or pulling them out, like that. Again, very easy to do. Very, very easy. Like I say, in the way I designed this one, it seems to be overlapping some of the branches more so than the previous one that I painted, my little sample. But that's okay. That's plenty okay. Like I said, I don't want them all to be lined up, like the same size or shape, more sporadic. But again, you know, you have the freedom to do as you wish whenever you're painting something. If you like it to be a certain way, maybe you're not like me and you don't really care that they're different lengths, then you know, feel free to do the design what fits your needs. On this one, I am going to go ahead and pull it clear down to meet the main stem. I still want to make sure that I'm getting in here and not making them too long. I feel like I'm making this one a lot longer than I did on the previous one. I'm just going to leave a couple little ones like that. Now if you feel like you need to go back in and fill your stem in, just go over it. No biggie. And again, I think I'm getting too much paint on my brush. Just pull it off. And you just do light touches. I mean, you can do heavier ones, but then your little leaves are going to be thicker. I guess that's what I would consider these to be, leaves. Yeah, forgot to do that again. I think a lot of this plant is something that birds like to eat. I could be wrong about that. Alright, I'm going to start on this one, kind of pull it, and do my little blender. Very cute. And I often forget when I'm painting a design to put these kind of fillers in. I feel like I forget all about them. So it's kind of nice to go back and do some refreshers. Especially when you're painting a lot. I feel like if you like something, you tend to get into painting it the way you're used to. You know, like you don't vary from it very much. And I like to learn and keep varying from mine if I can remember to do that. Alright, so we did that one. And again, like I said, if you feel like you need to go through and clean up the actual little stems, you know, feel free to do so. Not really necessary though. And you can leave more openings, like this one is a little bit fuller than my sample. So that's where I always tell people, if you're painting for people, especially if there's a separation of time from when you actually painted your sample, make sure that they understand that no two pieces are going to be alike. Alright, so this one I'm going to start off with just kind of a basic one stroke kind of petal at the top. And this one, like I said, when you're doing it on paper, it can be a little dry. So, and then I want to actually have it to where the brighter part is pointing up. And I like to go back and forth. And you could actually just do one side and then come back and do the other side. It's up to you. I just like to rotate. You can actually go, oh my, this is so dry. Sorry about that, it wasn't so dry on my sample. I just don't want to get my leaves too long. Leave some separation in them. You can have them overlap a little bit. You can vary that if you want. This one I'm going to go like that. I'm going to do my swiping. I just got to remember to point it, have the lighter part at the top. A lot of times I would vary directions on leaves as far as the colors go. On this I wouldn't. I mean, you can, but I probably wouldn't do that. Just for the mere fact that, you know, I just think that the colors would actually be going the same way since they're hooked on the same stem. I mean, you can try it however you want to do it. Again, there's no wrong or right way. It's whatever you have a preference to. But I think these are pretty. And nice fillers. Or just make a design with all of these. You don't even have to have any flowers intermixed in it if you choose not to. It's not a requirement. And I did not do this. See, it gets too, if you don't do that, then you get too much color. It needs to be blended a little bit before you paint. I can just see how pretty this would be though in a painting. And see, when I take the chance and don't actually hit the paint again, then it's too dry. And keep in mind, if you're painting whatever your surface is, it may not behave this way. When I'm painting on glass, it's so much easier to make things move. If you have any questions, please leave comments down below. If you like this video, make sure that you give me a big thumbs up when you're done watching it. If you're new to my channel, please make sure that you take a moment to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post something new. Now on this one, same thing. You can go back up through the stem. I'd probably go the same direction that I went initially to create it. You know, it's going from the bottom to the top. Now this next one, you could actually, if you wanted to, use a filbert brush. I am going to stick with my flat brush, same colors, And it's just basically going to be putting your brush down and pulling it. Okay, now this one does require some paint, so you might want to keep loading your brush. And I'm not going to make it as wide as I did my initial one, because I made it pretty wide looking. I'm going to thin it down a little bit. And you just push it down and you just pull it. You can turn your brush a little bit. Okay, you can have one side be a little bit wider as far as how long the leaves are on one side. It's really, however you like it. Again, some of them can be really close together, like those two, or you can keep them all where there's a separation between the two. But on this one, I do like to kind of reload my brush. So I just kind of feel like it gets dry. Very cute though. And too, underneath this video there will be a button that says share. Please hit that, share the video in your social networks if you would. I am always looking for help in getting my channel to grow, and that would be much appreciated. It's kind of one of these things that I'm trying to get it going before I would hit retirement age. Now see, this one I did not do the blending and should have. And I'm just trying to do some different videos, quick little videos on different things that people might want to, maybe they paint but they're not really sure how to add, to make their painting a little more interesting, but they're not really sure how to go about adding some of these fillers. If there's anything you would like to see painted, please let me know down in the comments. I would love any advice that you'd like to share, any thoughts, suggestions. It's just, when you do videos a lot, it's just hard to, you want to know what people want to see first of all, and it's hard to keep up with just coming up with ideas and things that you think people might want to view. Again, you can see how easy all this is. Very, very easy. I'm going to leave that like that. And maybe just put one more stroke in here. Maybe like that. Again, you can go up that if you feel the need to do so, but I'm not going to. I think it's fine just the way it is. And then just a couple more things that I want to show you, because these two are things that can help as far as starting out, maybe starting out a design, and hopefully I can get them done properly. Okay, so basically on this I'm going to take my brush and then I'm going to turn it a little bit, kind of turn it around, and then put it out like that. Now again, it's a little dry, so we'll do it again. Oh, I'll go over it, I should say. Okay, go over it, stand your brush up, and you don't lift it up. You don't have to lift it up, but go like that. And I'm going to try to do another one here. And you can vary the direction of the color if you want, but basically you're going to get a design like that. And again, it's dry, but you get the gist of it. Because if you're doing any kind of, maybe some leaves at the bottom of a flower or whatnot, it's kind of nice to know like some other types of grass or greenery that you could do. Another thing you can do in addition to this is bring your brush up and then go down like that. Actually, I want to turn it a little bit. Oh, sorry. Fail. Fail, fail. Go up and then turn it around. Let me do a better one. I know my brush is so full of paint now. Let's see if I can do this better for you. Okay, we're going to actually tip it a little bit and then come down and go like that. But like I said, my brush is dry. Dagnabbit. Let me see, I have a little medium. Maybe that'll help. And if you're painting on paper, you can always do that too, is add some medium, medium to your brush. Maybe help it flow a little bit better. This one's going to be a little light. Okay, let's try this again. And I'm going to do with the green. So I'm like that, and then I'm just going to pull it down like that. So you go up, and then you just kind of turn your brush. Go up, and you turn it like that. Just it's easy once you practice it. That's something you might want to give some practice to if you're going to add that. But it would be coming along the lines of, okay, I've got this neat little twisted little piece of grass or whatnot, and then let's put a little leaf that comes in, or comes in down like that. Anyways, you get the gist. So see these, very pretty, something that you could add to your paintings. Again, maybe be in a background, or they can be used as fillers, whichever direction you'd prefer to do it. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Any thoughts on projects that you'd like to see me do, feel free to share. And until the next video, thanks so much for stopping by, and have a good one.